Hey everyone, what's up? It's Jade Jawbreaker. Probably wondering why I haven't made a video in quite a while. Well, at least my Facebook people probably. But pretty much after I made the controversial parenting tag, I got like a lot of crap because I said I chose to circumcise the son I might have since I'm pregnant, and I might have a boy or I might have a girl. I still don't know the gender, and I'll tell you why later. Um, to those people that are fussing at me, you have your opinions, and I appreciate you commenting. Comment away, I don't care, but you said your point, and you just kept, like, jabbing into me your point, like you thought you were going to change my mind. I'm very stubborn. You're not changing my mind unless I see valid, you know what I mean. Well, anyways, the reason I haven't made a video in a while is after I made that video, about a couple days later, I started getting sick. I started getting like flu-like symptoms, and I thought, okay, well, it's probably just like an upper respiratory infection or a sinus infection. I was coughing, I was a little bit of sneezing, a little bit of sniffles, headaches, but I didn't think anything of the headache because I've always had chronic migraines since I was little because of head injuries. My mom watched me. I was just a very, very dangerous kid. I did a lot of stuff I shouldn't have did when I was little, like stupid shit. Excuse me. And, so I didn't think of any of that. And then I think I mentioned in one of my other videos, I have vision problems. That kind of got a little worse to where it was kind of hard for me to do a lot of stuff. So I was really in bed all the time, but I just felt like crap. And I thought maybe it's just something because I'm pregnant and stuff I haven't felt before. But then my mom was like, no, something's wrong. And then I noticed I had a sore in my mouth. It was kind of like I guess a normal blister. For those of you who have had braces, I had braces. It's pretty much like when you got your bottom brackets and your skin, like, it would cut it up and then it would form that, like, white blister. It was like that. Well, I only had, like, maybe 2 or 3 on my bottom lip at first. And I was like, something's wrong with my mouth. I feel like little bumps. And I showed it to Dylan, and Dylan was like, well, they look like blisters. And I was like, oh, shit. Fucker, did you give me an STD or something? Which is impossible for us to have an STD because he's the only person I've ever been with. He's been with one other person in the time that he was with that person. They were virgins, so it's impossible for us to have STD. Well, anyways, they started getting worse. I didn't really tell my mom until a couple days later because I thought it was just, just a little, like, regular blisters. I mean, everybody gets blisters. I had a fever because a week or 2 before that, Dylan was sick. He had 102 fever, and he doesn't have health insurance, so we didn't go to the doctor because he's like the type of person, I'm not gonna go to the hospital just for them to tell me go take some Benadryl and spend $500 on that shit. So he just took medicine, and he had fever he was out of work for about a week with fever every day, and it just like would sweat it off, turn the air on, turn the air off, turn the air on, turn the air off. Well, I figured I caught that because I had fever blisters, and I was like, okay, well, maybe I just got a little virus. So I went to the doctor because they got way worse. They were on the top of my mouth and the bottom of my mouth. They were like across this bottom lip and across the top of my lip. It wasn't too painful yet to do anything. So I went to my doctor, and she prescribed me, I was looking it up in the, I didn't know what they were. I got scared when somebody told me STD, even though it was impossible for us to have it. Knowing me, being a paranoid person, I freak out. I'm like, oh God, what if it's this? What if it's this? What if I'm dying? Oh my Lord. So I looked it up, and it came up canker sores, and I looked at canker sores, and normally you get 1 or 2 unless you get them really bad. Now, normally I wouldn't have got them so bad. It's just like I had 1 or 2 at first, but I got them with a virus and a fever, and considering I already have a low immune system, it just like they just tripled. So I got a bunch of them at once. So my doctor prescribed me 2 different mouth rinses. One was a magic mouth rinse, they call it, and it was to like clear up the infection. And then there was another one that it had, like, I forgot what it had in it. It had lidocaine in it, and it was supposed to numb it so the pain from them rubbing against my teeth, and so I could eat. And I didn't eat for a whole week. Almost after I went to the doctor, and I noticed that the medicine would make it numb, And I couldn't sleep. Keep in mind, I could not sleep unless I had this numbing medicine on my mouth. Whatever I did, I just could not sleep. So we went back to the doctor. No, wait, we didn't go back to the doctor. One night, I had not been feeling the baby. I'm almost 22 weeks now, but right around 20 weeks, I felt the baby move one night, and I was like, I finally felt it move. Then the next night, I felt this weird, like, pushing sensation, like, on that area, like something was trying to come out. So I started freaking out. I told my mom, and Dylan even checked out, and said it felt like something was trying to push out. So I was like, oh shit, the baby's not trying to come out, is it? I didn't have any pain or anything, but it was like uncomfortableness and something I never felt before. And so she told me to go to the hospital just in case, and they didn't even take me to the ER. They put me straight to OB, which is the area where you give labor and stuff like that. They take care of pregnant ladies. And they checked me. My cervix was not dilated at all. It was completely shut. But when they checked my temperature, I had 101, so they didn't want to send me home. And I noticed the more I used that mouthwash with the lidocaine in it, the numbing medicine, the more worse my mouth got. And my lips were like so swollen. I could not close my mouth all the way. I started getting sores on the inside of my cheek. I got them on the roof of my mouth. It wasn't painful when I wasn't doing anything, but let me tell you, it was the worst pain I've ever felt brushing my teeth. Brushing my teeth is so painful, and to use the mouthwash, it burned so bad with these sores in my mouth. I didn't eat for a week. Before I got pregnant, keep in mind, I used to be 180 pounds. I gained a shitload of weight after my mom put me on the Depo shot, which is a birth control, and I went up to about 215. So I was about 215, 213 before I got pregnant. So my last appointment, they checked my weight, and I went up to 218. Finally, was gaining some weight, considering I'm already at average, slightly overweight because of the birth control. And so we didn't think anything of not the weight gain. I did. I was a little worried, but then I think about how short and how tiny Dylan is, how short I am. Our baby's quite small for the age it is. And when I went in the hospital, and I hadn't been eating very much because my mouth had been bothering me. They did my weight. I was 209 pounds. By the time I left the hospital from not eating, I was 205 pounds. I lost 20 pounds in 1 week from not eating because it was so painful. The only thing I would really eat would be like cream of wheat. That's all I could eat was cream of wheat. I couldn't drink the grape juice they gave me at the hospital because it burned the sores. I was drinking water and Sprite. That was the only thing I could drink. And sometimes not even the Sprite because the carbonation would burn it. And so I was in the hospital for about a week. And my doctor I asked her, can I please get off this medicine? Because I notice every time I use it, the more swollen my lips get. Once I stopped using it, the swelling started to go down. They had me on all kinds of IVs too. They had me on potassium because my potassium was really low too. So once they got my potassium up, they checked my urine for the protein and stuff, and my urine all came back negative for anything wrong. My protein levels were so low they couldn't even calculate it. So that everything with that was fine. And she said everything else looks fine. All your tests are coming back okay. Your blood work's coming back okay. Everything came back to the sores in my mouth. And I was like, so do you know what started it? She's like, no, we don't know what started it, but all we know is the virus started in your mouth. And it was no STD or anything like that. Well, everything she was doing, I mean, I was feeling better, other than the fact that I had not slept in a week because constantly had people coming in every hour, so I did not get any sleep. I got maybe 2 hours of sleep the most in 1 week, so I was so exhausted. The first thing I did when I got home was sleep 3 days. But she brought in another doctor that's also from her same clinic she works at, and he gave me his opinion on what he thought I needed. He said, okay, well, the first of every month you need to change the toothbrush you use, and I'm now only allowed to use Arm & Hammer sensitive toothpaste, which is really good because that's my favorite toothpaste. But I did want to try a 3D White, but I can't anymore now. But my parents never buy it because they like to buy the cheaper kind to save some money. But now they have to because doctor's orders. And then he put me on this other IV medicine. And thank God she brought his opinion in, because as soon as she did, I felt so much better. Stuff started going away. They sent me home in my mouth. I still had the sores in my mouth. And about 2 or 3 days after I got out of the hospital, they started going away. And the first thing I ate that I was able to keep down and able to actually eat was chalupas. And I was so happy. I ate like 6 chalupas. I was starving. I'd eat. A couple of hours later, I'd eat again, and then I'd eat again, and now I've been eating, and it's been fine. I still have a couple, like, cracks in my inside of my lips that bother me, and nothing really bothered it other than today. I think I drank something that burnt. I ate a jalapeno and cheese pig in the blanket from the bakery. That burned the shit out of my mouth. So, that's why I haven't made a video. And for those of you who are wondering why I still have not announced the gender, when we did the ultrasound to check for my gender, my child kept their legs crossed the whole time. And when we tried to get a picture of his or her face, it went like this. I even have a picture of it going like this. And I will have another ultrasound probably in about a few weeks, because they found something abnormal on it. They found a spot in my fluid that looked abnormal. They don't know if it's blood or not, but we'll find out. So that's why I haven't made a video, and I will probably, I'm trying to think of another song to do for a cover, so I'll be doing that one soon. So I hope y'all enjoyed watching why I haven't made a video and why I was in the hospital. And I had people asking me why I was in the hospital, and I never responded because I didn't want to talk to anybody because I was so tired. I could barely see, and my mom got me glasses. They're just readers, but they work. So this video is about to be too long for me to upload, so it's like 12 minutes long, so I'm gonna go. Y'all have a nice day. This has been Jade Jawbreaker telling you why she was in the hospital. And I love you guys. From the bottom of my heart. Keep it yo. Keep it tight, bro. I mean, not yo.